Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I just finished setting my hair so that I can show you how pin curls turn out. These are sort of like a mix between barrel curls and pin curls, and basically all I did was grab a small section of my hair. I'll take one out so that I can show you. I'm just using a bobby pin, a regular black bobby pin, and I actually dried my hair all out with a round brush and everything, and while it was still warm, I took a small section about 1 inch by 1 inch and I gave it a little twirl with my finger and then curled it like a pin curl. So you curl the end under first and roll it all the way back down to your scalp, and then you take your bobby pin right at the scalp, and you want to slide it in so that you're attaching the curl straight to your scalp hair, and it'll really help to give it some more hold. And then when I take this all out, I'll have like ringlets, and I don't know, I think I might pop in a braid or something. But as you can see, I have one eye done and one eye not done because I also want to show you a gray smoky eye. And all I have on right now is concealer for small blemishes, using my Jane Iredale corrective kit. This is the kit that has 4 colors in it. You get the yellow, the peach, the purple, and the regular beige so that you can disguise things. So that's a really great tool for people who have under eye circles and blemishes. And then I just put over my pressed powder foundation, also a Jane Iredale color, and this is just natural. And I like the pressed powder because it does give me a little bit more coverage. It's technically for oily skin, and even though my skin isn't very oily, I work long shifts, so my skin gets oily by the end of the day. So it's great for people like that. So moving on, we're going to start with a gray eyeshadow. I have the beige concealer on my eyelid, which works as a primer, so I don't need a primer. If you like primers, go ahead and use one. And I'm using also a Jane Iredale brush, and this is the large shader. And this is actually an Oil of Olay color. There are 2 grays in it. This is a darker gray that's sort of a matte finish, and this is a really silvery gray. And so I'm going to use the darker gray on this side and just pick up a bit of the color. And you're going to see in a second why I love the shader brush so much. I'm going to tap off any excess, and then just going directly on my eye and patting across. I like to start in the center and move back and forth, and I'm patting this color in and then drawing it down the eyelid a little bit more. But you get such a nice clean line with this brush, and it blends the color in so well that it really takes a lot of the work out for you. Just going to pick up a little bit more color, tap off any excess, and put a little bit more right on my eyelid closer to my lash line. As you can see, I didn't get quite as much coverage there. Okay, so now you've done that. You can see it's very subtle, which is what I want right now. I want subtle. Now I'm going to pick up a really light pink. This is in my Maybelline kit, and I got this last summer, so this would have been a summer color. It's called Twilight Rays, but they're not individually named. So I'm just using the really, really light pink right there. And wiping off my shader brush, I'm just going to pick up the pink right on the tip of my brush, just right at the very, very tip. And I'm going to use this right under my brow to highlight. And then blending that over. And now what I'm going to do is pick up a little bit of a darker gray I'm not going to pick it up and show it to you because it's in my Sephora kit, and well, maybe I can slide out my drawer. There we go. Okay. It's this gray right here that I'm pointing to, a little bit darker than the gray that you're using for your lid, whatever color you feel like using. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that, tap off the excess, and contour just on the outside corner here, not really blending a lot. And the nice thing about doing one eye at a time is you can sort of match at this point. So just like that. Now what I want to do is take a smaller brush. This is a brush I got from Estee Lauder years and years ago, so it's short and flat, and I'm going to blend in a little bit of my eyelid base color just on the edge of my contouring to soften it a little bit. Just tiny, tiny little windshield wiper motions. Just to give it a little bit more blending. Now what I want to do is pick up a pewter color that I have. I will attempt to show this to you. You may not even be able to see what color it is. It's right here. It's sort of a, like I said, a shiny pewter color, and it's really just going to give me a tiny bit more of a glimmer on my eyelid. And just blend that up a teeny tiny bit. I got a little bit of fallout right here, so I'm just going to lightly wipe that off with my foundation brush and barely let it touch my skin so that it doesn't press it into me. Just a couple little flicks can get rid of any fallout that you might have, but tapping off excess from your brush really will help. So that's the shadow, easy and done. Now I'm going to line my eye. I'm going to line all the way across on the top, but I want it to be a little bit wider on the outside. I think you can kind of see how this is wider here, and it's a very, very narrow line on the inside of my lid. And I gave it just the tiniest bit of a flick, and then I lined my waterline. So that's what I'm going to do on my right eye for you guys right now. Starting on the outside, I like to do little dashes and kind of bring them together, so I almost go back and forth across my lid when I do my liner. And then lightly bringing it across, stopping to blink if you need to, of course. And when you get it on there, take a step back and kind of take a look and make sure you don't need to straighten anything out at this point. I'm going to thicken up a couple spots. Make sure it's really, really black. And make sure that line is nice and graduated. And now I'm just going to give it that tiny bit of a flick. I'm just going to hold my pencil right on the corner of my eye and literally just flick it with my wrist. It gives you this little itty bitty wing. So now I'm going to go and do my waterline under here. Making a funny face always helps. that is funny, but I'm not really joking, because what it actually does is helps to pull your eye down a little bit. And now I'm going to put on some mascara. I've been using the Falsies Volume. This is another Maybelline product, and I feel like I'm generally happy with their mascaras because they don't make my eyes itch and they don't get clumpy. So if you want to try something new, give it a shot. I'm just going to wiggle it at the base and let the bristles get in between my lashes before I apply to the ends of my lashes. And then whatever's left on my brush, I just do a tiny bit on the bottom. Okay, so that's your eyeshadow all done. And I'm going to finish my brow using my little NYX kit. This is Taupe Ash. I'm going to use the lightest color because my eyebrows are pretty sparse. And again, with the small dashes of the brush motion, just kind of starting in the middle of my eyebrow, working my way out, and then using whatever is left in the center. And then I'm going to use the little brush that comes in the kit and actually comb everything into place nicely. This also kind of removes extra powder so that they don't look too done, if you will. I have on a clear gloss right now, but I think I'm going to do something a little bit brighter, and let's put on some blush too. This is the Super Shiny Lip Gloss by Ulta, and it's a hot pink. I got it out of a kit, which doesn't always have the colors on it. But any kind of a nice berry pink will complement this look, because even though you've done up your eyes, it's a lighter color. So you can get away with wearing a little bit more overall color. So let's go ahead and do a little bronzer just with a fluffy kabuki brush. This bronzer is from a Sephora kit that I got. It was one of the holiday kits a few years ago. So if you have one of the Sephora kits, I'm sure you'll find a complementary color in there. I'm just going to go ahead and hit where the sun would hit me, even though the sun's not out very often in Michigan. We like to pretend. And then I'm going to contour my nose a little bit and my cheekbones, because nobody's nose is perfectly even, right? Get my jawline a little bit, and then I'm going to go underneath my chin and blend this into my neck a little, because you never want to look like you have on the makeup mask. And then I'm just going to take my foundation brush and sort of blend all that so that it's not too bronzy anywhere. I am very, very fair, so it's very, very obvious when I have too much makeup on. You guys might not be able to see it, but people who I'm going to see today will see it. Like you can tell this side of my nose got a little bit darker. You can counteract that by blending a little and then hitting the other side of your nose and blending that in. And now using a pink blush just on the apples of my cheeks for a tiny, tiny bit of color. And there you go, your makeup look is done. This is sort of an evening look, but have fun with it. If you work in a somewhat fun environment, you could probably get away with it for work too. And I'm going to pull out these curls and show you what they look like also. So just sliding out the bobby pins and letting the curls drop down. It's as easy as that. And the fun thing about doing hairstyles like this is you get a little break because you dry your hair and then you get to take a break and put your makeup on and then finish your hair. Whoops, I just popped an earring out. Let me pop that back in. There you go. And if you have thicker hair, you could get the really, really big bobby pins and that would definitely help, or you can use roller clips, whatever works best for you. And then just kind of shake it out and you have fun, full, curly hair. Ta-da! So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you learned something cool or enjoyed the look that I came up with for you. And as always, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter, and I'll put all those links up for you guys. Leave me any comments that you like, and go ahead and tell me if you have any requests for certain looks, if there's something that you're trying to learn and you just can't figure out. And have a great day. Thanks so much.